One of the scariest things about doing all the things for your fertility is not knowing if there's any difference that's actually being made. I remember speaking to a woman I was working with recently, and she was questioning, am I doing everything right? I just don't know if it's working. And I get that because it's really hard to tell when things are working. The thing is, it's really scary. You're wondering, am I wasting time? Should I be doing something else? Is my body even responding? Like, am I spending money? Am I spending time? All those things. And what I said to her next completely changed how she saw her timeline, because the truth is you can do everything for your fertility. You can eat clean, you can take the supplements, you can go to acupuncture, improve your lifestyle, and still feel like nothing is happening because your body isn't responding, because you don't know, you don't understand how long this actually takes. And if you don't understand that, then you could stop right before your body's actually gonna make that shift, or you can switch to something else before you know if it's been working. It's really challenging. So we're going to talk about that in this episode today. So hi, I'm Denise, lovingly known as the Fertility Godmother, and I help women redesign their fertility journey so that they can get pregnant, have a healthy baby, and move through this season with more calmness, more clarity, and have support without putting their life on hold. Because fertility isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual too. So in today's video, I'm going to be walking you through what actually happens inside your body, how long natural fertility treatments realistically take to work, and how to know if what you're doing is actually making a difference. So you can stop guessing and you can finally feel more grounded in your next step. So the first thing is, the biggest misunderstanding I see is women thinking something isn't working, and they've really just started. And I want to gently just reframe this for you, because most of the time it's not that you're behind, right? It's maybe that you're just wanting things to go faster than they're supposed to, and you're early in the process. But this is the thing, fertility, health in general is not a quick fix, because you don't really understand how long things actually take. And when you don't understand, you can stop right before, or you can change something before your body is actually ready to shift. Because during this season, during this moment, your body's rebuilding, it's rebalancing, you're nourishing it. It's trying to feel safe and nourished and supported so that it can create a life. And that rebuilding, it takes time. That does not mean that you should wait forever. If you've only been doing this for a few weeks or even a month or two, it may just simply mean that your body hasn't had enough time to respond yet. And before I go deeper into this, I created a free guide called Understanding Your Body, because one of the hardest parts of this journey is trying to really figure it all out. Is my body improving? Are the things actually changing? So this guide's going to help you understand what your cycle is telling you, your symptoms, your patterns, so that you can have something to measure by to make sure that you are getting those results that you want. And you can stop second guessing yourself and feel more informed. So you can grab that in the description below. The second shift is the 90-day truth. And here's what most women aren't told. We don't learn about this, right? But the eggs that you're ovulating today, this cycle, actually started developing about 90 days ago. So that means everything that you're doing right now, from the foods that you eat, the thoughts that you think, the supplements that you're taking, your levels of stress, how you're sleeping, blood sugar balance, inflammation, all of these things are influencing your eggs that you're going to ovulate months from now. This is where so many women are getting discouraged, because they're expecting immediate results. And it's natural. We are specifically trained now more than ever to have immediate gratification. And the thing is, the changes in our body haven't had enough time to really take effect. So if you've been doing all the things for 3 weeks or 6 weeks or even 8 weeks, it doesn't mean that it may not be working. It just may simply mean that your body needs a little bit more time so that it can catch up. So remember that it's not always that it's not working. Sometimes it just hasn't had enough time to work, and that is a very important difference. And that being said, I want to share with you, we want to make sure that we are measuring things so that you are seeing results. When I'm working with my clients, I'm looking for things that we can measure, whether it's a change in the cycle, a change in the blood, a change in the energy, a change in the quality of your life, a little bit more joy, a little bit more happiness, sex becoming more fun. Some of those things that we're going to be measuring to make sure that we are moving in the right direction, because it is really challenging to know if things are working. So we have to find those things. So now here's where it becomes more personal, because not everybody's timeline is the same, right? So if your body is dealing with things like inflammation, blood sugar imbalance, insulin resistance, hormone imbalances, chronic stress, or nervous system dysregulation, it may take longer. And so this is why it's really important to understand, if you're comparing yourself to somebody else's timeline, it can be painful because your body has a different story. It has a different history. It has a different starting point, which is exactly why your fertility journey really needs to be personalized to your situation. And I know that part's hard, because I know you're really, really trying. You're investing in yourself, you're showing up, and you just want to know, is this going to happen for me? And I want you to remember, just because you don't see it yet, doesn't mean that your body is not responding. That being said, again, we want to make sure that we are measuring and making sure that we are seeing some improvement. But some of the biggest shifts are going to happen quietly first. So you want to look for things like, are you having better energy? Is your mood better? Are you having improved sleep? Are your cycles more balanced? What is the color of the blood? Does it look more fresh? Are you getting fertile mucus? How are you feeling inside? Are you feeling calmer? Are you feeling more like yourself again? Because those are the things that really matter, because they're the signs that your body is moving in the right direction. One of the biggest things that slows women down, and men too, to be honest, is the inconsistency, starting and stopping, changing protocols too quickly, adding in an additional, 10 supplements without even really knowing what they're for, because they read it somewhere or a friend told them to take it and it worked for them. Always second guessing everything. And here's the thing, we have to remember to give our body enough time to respond. So here's the challenge. Sometimes what your body needs most is consistency. So my challenge to you is to be consistent, to look for the things that you can measure. Find those things that you can do, whether you're doing it with yourself, or whether you're working with a coach or somebody that can help support you in measuring that. The first month, your body's adjusting, it's rebalancing, it is nourishing. We're resetting during that time, emotionally, physically, all of those things. So the first month, just think about your body is doing a reset. It's recalibrating, right? And then the second to third month is when you're starting to build on that momentum. And remember that if you do have more health challenges, that it may take a little bit longer, but you should start seeing some changes. Sometimes one thing that I see when I'm working with clients that have irregular menstrual cycles is, I call it the pendulum swing. And it's not always for everybody, but sometimes what will happen is, once we start getting treatment, the first month we're balancing, the second month sometimes that pendulum swing will go too far to the right and your period will be too long, and then it'll come back and it'll be short, and then I call it, it comes right back into the center. And so that usually takes around 3, 4, sometimes 6 months, depending on what's going on with your body. So I'm sharing this with you to give you an idea of a realistic timeline of how long things can actually take when you're trying to conceive, so that you don't get so frustrated and you don't give up too soon. And remember, things can take longer for some people, but when you are on that health journey, when you're getting healthy in mind and body and spirit, and you're enjoying your life and you're not letting this journey take over you, I can promise you this, you are definitely stacking the deck in your favor. If you can be consistent and you can do the things and allow yourself to enjoy as much as possible when you can and feel like yourself again, those are the things that are going to really stack the deck in your favor. So remember, your body isn't broken. It's just responding to the environment that it's been given. And when you start supporting your body with that consistency, strategically, and with support or guidance, your body can do incredible things and will respond in incredible ways. So if you're wondering, okay, what actually needs to change in my body for it to respond? I want you to watch this next video about my fertility triangle and why you need more than just a healthy body to conceive. Because once you understand all the pieces and all the things that your body needs, this timeline is going to make much more sense for you. So sending you oceans of love. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought about this video and if there's anything else you'd like me to talk about. And I'll see you in the next video.